Are you drowning in student loan debt? Feeling overwhelmed by the sheer mountain of financial obligation? It's a common sentiment, isn't it? Today, students are graduating with a degree in one hand and a hefty bill in the other. An average student, for instance, walks off the graduation stage with around $30,000 in debt. That's the price of a brand new car or a down payment on a house. It's no small sum, and it's not just a handful of students. It's a nationwide epidemic. Millions of bright, ambitious individuals just starting their journeys into adulthood are shackled by this financial burden. It's like starting a race with a weight tied to your ankle. You're instantly behind, struggling to catch up, all while the interest on your loans keeps ticking away like a relentless clock. Imagine the weight of that debt, pressing down on your shoulders day after day. It's not just the financial strain, it's the emotional toll. The stress of managing payments, the fear of falling behind, the guilt of not being able to contribute to your savings or retirement fund. It's a burden that many carry silently, all while trying to navigate the already complex world of adulthood. And let's not forget about the dreams and ambitions that often take a back seat due to this financial burden. Maybe you dreamt of starting your own business, or traveling the world, or buying a home. But with each student loan payment, those dreams can feel further and further out of reach. But what if there was a way to lighten this load? To make this mountain a little more manageable? Enter student loan forgiveness. Student loan forgiveness sounds like a dream come true, but who exactly stands to benefit from such a scheme? Let's delve into the specifics. There's a common misconception that student loan forgiveness is a free ticket for everyone. But in reality, it's a targeted relief for specific groups of borrowers, often contingent on their professional choices or financial circumstances. So, let's talk about these beneficiaries. For starters, those in public service professions are typically at the top of the list. This includes teachers, social workers, and public defenders, among others. If you've dedicated your life to serving the community, student loan forgiveness could be your reward. But it's not just the public servants who can benefit. Healthcare professionals like nurses or medical practitioners in underserved areas can also qualify. They often carry heavy student debt loads, and forgiveness programs are a way to incentivize their much-needed services in areas that need them the most. Military personnel are another group that can potentially benefit. Serving in the armed forces often comes with a multitude of benefits, and student loan forgiveness is one of them. Additionally, some borrowers with severe financial hardship might also be eligible. This could be due to unemployment or a significant income reduction. In these cases, loan forgiveness acts as a safety net, preventing these borrowers from falling into a debt trap they can't escape from. But let's not forget, student loan forgiveness isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. Each program comes with its own set of eligibility criteria, and it's crucial to understand these before banking on loan forgiveness. You might need to work in a specific profession for a certain number of years, or make a minimum number of loan payments, just to name a few. So, if you're a teacher, a nurse, or a public servant, you might be in luck. But how much help can you actually expect to receive? So, you've heard about student loan forgiveness and you're wondering, how much can this really help me? Let's delve into that. The potential amount of debt that can be forgiven is, quite frankly, staggering. We're not talking about small change here. In many cases, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes even more. The average amount that individuals have had forgiven in the past can range from a few $1,000s to upwards of $50,000. That's the price of a luxury car or a down payment on a house. Now, let's consider how this could impact a borrower's financial situation. Imagine you're carrying around a backpack full of rocks. Each rock represents a portion of your student loan debt. With each step, the weight of that backpack is making it harder and harder for you to move forward. Now imagine if someone were to come along and remove some of those rocks. Suddenly that backpack isn't quite so heavy. You can stand a little taller, walk a little farther, breathe a little easier. That's what student loan forgiveness can do. It can alleviate the burden of debt, allowing you to focus on other aspects of your life. Maybe you've been putting off starting a family, or buying a house, or launching a business because of your student loan debt. With loan forgiveness, those dreams can become a reality. Of course, it's not a magic wand, it doesn't solve all financial woes, but it can be a significant step toward financial freedom. It's like a breath of fresh air in a stuffy room, a ray of sunshine on a cloudy day. Just imagine thousands of dollars of debt wiped clean. But how does one go about obtaining such relief? You're sold on the idea of student loan forgiveness, but what's the next step? How do you go from drowning in debt to swimming in relief? Well, let's dive into the path to student loan forgiveness. Cue the application process, the first hurdle to cross. It might seem daunting, but with a little patience and a lot of perseverance, you'll find it's not as scary as it looks. First things first, you need to ensure you meet the necessary qualifications. Now, this varies depending on the forgiveness program you're eyeing. For instance, Public Service Loan Forgiveness, or PSLF, requires at least 10 years of service in a qualifying public service job. On the other hand, Teacher Loan Forgiveness focuses on educators who've served low-income schools for at least 5 consecutive years. So, do your homework and make sure you fit the bill before you start the application process. Next up, paperwork. Yes, the dreaded paperwork. But remember, this is your ticket to freedom from student loans, so it's worth the effort. Gather all necessary documents such as your loan details, proof of employment, and income information. You might also need to complete specific forms related to the forgiveness program you're applying to. Once your application is ready, submit it through the appropriate channels. This could be your loan servicer or directly to the U.S. Department of Education, depending on the program. Now, the waiting game begins. The review process can take anywhere from a few months to over a year, depending on the complexity of your case and the volume of applications. During this time, it's crucial to continue making your loan payments unless you're told otherwise. And remember, patience is key here. The road to student loan forgiveness is not a sprint. It's a marathon. There might be hurdles along the way, but with a little perseverance and a lot of determination, you can cross the finish line. With the right information and a little bit of perseverance, student loan forgiveness could be within your reach. So, we've discussed the weight of student loan debt, the beneficiaries of forgiveness, the impact of such relief, and the path to achieving it. But what's the final takeaway? The takeaway here is that student loan forgiveness isn't just a myth or a tantalizing carrot dangled in front of you to keep you running on the hamster wheel of debt. It's a real, tangible option that could potentially lift a heavy financial burden off your shoulders. We've talked about how this debt relief can benefit not just the individual borrowers, but also the economy as a whole. By freeing up more of people's income, it can stimulate consumer spending, which in turn drives economic growth. And let's not forget the mental health benefits of not having this enormous debt hanging over your head. Now, it's true that not everyone will qualify for student loan forgiveness. There are specific requirements that need to be met, and it's crucial to understand what these are. But for those who do qualify, the benefits can be significant. We've also touched on the various paths to achieving student loan forgiveness, from public service jobs to income-driven repayment plans. These aren't one-size-fits-all solutions, but they offer a ray of hope for those struggling with student debt. And remember, while student loan forgiveness can provide much-needed relief, it's not the only option out there. It's important to explore all avenues from refinancing your loans to seeking employer assistance to find the best solution for your situation. In conclusion, student loan forgiveness is a topic that deserves your attention. It's not a magic wand that will make all your debts disappear overnight, but it's a tool that could potentially make a big difference in your financial life. Student loan forgiveness may seem like a dream, but for many, it could become a reality. Don't let the weight of debt hold you down. Explore your options and lighten the load.